Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are here now streaming for the first time the mixed pro doubles draw. We have in one side of the corner Natalia Mendez from Buenos Aires, Argentina versus Alan Natera from Chihuahua, Mexico. And in the other corner we have Felipe Camacho from Pueblo, Colorado, and Maricruz Ortiz from San Jose, Costa Rica. So we got quite the spectacle today. The 2018 Syosset Open here in New York State, we have mixed pro doubles division. So these players have double duty, playing singles and doubles in the mix. I am here today with you from New York State. Very glad to be here. And we are welcoming into the booth as a commentator our star guest for today. We have the one and only, none other than Coach Fran Davis. Fran, welcome here to this event. We saw you coaching Rocky Carson previously. How are you, Fran?
I'm doing great. I'm in my hometown. You know, they're talking the same language.
Finally, you feel at home. Well, thank you very much, Fran, for coming here with us to do this mixed pro event. We have, I just introduced these players previously, and we're going to have, I think, a really entertaining setup here. What do you think?
Well, I just think the whole event of mixed doubles is just such a fabulous idea. They did it last year at the World Doubles, and when Dean was telling me about the tournament, I said, you know, if you can't do mixed and men's and women's doubles, then do mixed because it's different. And there's a different element, a different culture when there's the men and women on the same court. And I think people will love it and find it entertaining that these women can handle these guys' power.
Oh, I absolutely agree. It's a different pace of a tournament. I think, you know, these players have given a different perspective. I really enjoy watching them. I'm sure you've played a lot of mixed matches yourself. I have as well. And, you know, it's a different kind of fun, right?
Oh, it is. You know, when I was, playing, I won 4 gold medals in the 35 plus with Stu Hastings. And it's just a great venue where the men and women are coming together. I mean, you see it in tennis, and it just having the men and women at the same venue and not utilize them together, I think would be a shame, and I'm glad Dean decided to do that.
I agree with you, Fran. It just gives it a different perspective. We're going to see some different matchups. And do you have an outlook for them? I mean, you know these players. I mean, you know Natalia Mendez, obviously from Argentina. She plays in the Pro Tour in the women's side. So she's faced, Paola, one of your players, and you know her. But what about Maricruz Ortiz? Do you have any outlook on her?
Well, she's, I think she's 16 or 17 years old, a great junior player, lives in the States but represents Costa Rica. She finished second at the Worlds, Junior Worlds. Great player, works with Suzy Munchik. I know all of them individually, but I do not know them as a doubles team because I think they're all hooked up for the first time together. And I think it's going to take 1 or 2 matches for the teams to start to gel together if they've never played with each other. You know, who's going to cover who's going to take the shots. For sure, at least the first match is going to be kind of like learning how to dance together.
Oh, yeah. I agree. I mean, recent results. I mean, last week in San Antonio, you girls had the LPRT tour stopping by. And I'm not just going to mention this because of Natalia playing here, but I'm also going to mention because Alan Natera, who is Natalia's partner right now, he won the men's pro draw. So he's a really good player. He had this year in Mexican Nationals. He had a good outlook last year as well. So he's a really good performer in Mexico. He doesn't travel that much to the U.S., but we were really glad to see him here. And obviously he's playing on Felipe Camacho's side, seasoned player from Costa Rica. He represents his national team, and I think we're going to have a pretty good match.
Oh, there's no question. Last year was the first time I saw Alan play, and he had a big upset. I forget who he beat last year. And then he did the same thing this year. And there are so many players out there because they don't have the money to travel to all the IRT events. But doesn't mean that they're not pro material. And I believe that he's one of those guys.
I agree with you. He is one of those guys that's surprises a lot. Again, he won last week at San Antonio, and that's where he talked to Natalia so they could team up here to play. And well, Felipe Camacho playing with his Nationals compatriot here at this event. And one question that we were going to ask you, Fran. I mean, I think you're the inside woman here to tell us. We got some comments on the box in the previous match about asking us why Rocky Carson isn't playing mixed pros. Just wanted to ask you, what do you think?
Well, he does not like to play either men's doubles or mixed in the same event as singles. He's come back from knee surgery. It's been a year, but he still feels that playing two events, with that injury as well as his age, he's 39 years old, is a lot tougher on his body, and that's really the only reason. I wanted to see Paola and Rocky. I talked to both of them to play. Paola was on board, but Rocky just chose to focus on singles.
I agree with you. He's more concentrated. I mean, he has still an opportunity to end up number one at the end of the season. Depends on a lot of this event, obviously. There are a couple of satellite events still, but, a Tier 1 event, this is the last one. So, I think it's a good idea for him to focus and concentrate.
Yeah. Other than that, I mean, that, he's just a great ambassador for the sport, and he would do whatever it takes to promote the sport, market the sport. But if it's going to cost him, the number one ranking or, putting himself in jeopardy to get hurt, he's not going to do it.
Well, of course not. But, well, Fran, again, we talk about you a lot, doing these transmissions. We've obviously broadcast all of Rocky's matches, and we've talking about how different players react when they have their coaches on board. So, you're here, and hopefully we'll have a good outcome. Right now in this event, this match is going to be the only mixed player that we're going to transmit today. After this, we're going to have the quarterfinals of the men's, starting all the way from 3 o'clock to the 7 o'clock match.
Yeah, this is, it's going to be great. But tomorrow, you're going to be doing more mixed doubles, correct?
Oh, that is correct.
Yeah. So this is the first round of 16s, and starting with the quarters tomorrow, there'll be more mixed doubles events as well.
So 3 to 4 here on the headpen scoreboard. Natalia and Natera are down by only 1 point.
Usually, I don't care, what mixed doubles you play, whether it's, racquetball, tennis, pickleball, whatever. The men are usually, pretty stable. They hit the ball hard. They move well, especially at the pro level. It really comes down to the right side, which is usually the female side, unless it's a lefty-righty team, and who's going to be more consistent, who's, believes in themselves, who has the confidence to make the shots, because I think it's the woman that is the pivotal point in a game of mixed doubles.
Well, yeah, I mean, in this game, I think you said it best. Usually the men take the left side, unless you have a left-handed female player. I agree. But, well, Fran, out of your experience, what do you think is most reluctant, most dominant team? Do you think that's ever been in mixed? In your opinion, what do you think is a memorable team that you say, oh, these two played together and they were just awesome?
Well, there really hasn't been any mixed pro events. Last year was the first world doubles, and Danielle and his wife, dominated, and won the tournament. And, but I think this tournament is jam-packed. You've got, Alvaro is playing with, I believe, Muncie.
Montserrat Mejia, yes.
And then Samantha's playing with Daniel De La Rosa. Montoya is playing with Paola. Marie Vargas, she's playing another top player. Do you know who Marie's playing with?
Maria Jose Vargas? Yeah, she's playing one of the top players. Let me go ahead and tell you.
So I think at this point, it's anybody's ball game. Daniel is not playing with his wife, Michelle, who's an excellent doubles player, both in outdoor and indoor, has won numerous titles with her sister. So she's very comfortable, and they play a lot together, but she's not here. So I don't know how Samantha and him are going to play together.
Oh, Maria Jose Vargas, I'm being told, is playing with Alejandro Landa.
Oh, well, there you go. That's another tough team.
That's another tough team.
The 4 teams that I just mentioned, or 5 teams,
Yeah,
I think it's anybody's ball game.
this is really not an easy bracket, to be honest. We've had just a bunch of star power here, and we're glad to see it. I mean, we only, on the men's side, we don't see, we mentioned before, Rocky Carson, nor do we see Kane Wazelenchuk playing in this draw. But the rest of the men appear to be on it.
But in men's doubles, if at the U.S. Open, Kane has played, and always plays with Ben Croft. They've won numerous U.S. Open titles. So I think, sometimes it comes down to, Rocky and Kane right now are fighting for the number one position. So that's why I think both of them have decided not to play in this event.
I think it's a very wise choice by those gentlemen. Oh, what an ace serve right there by Maricruz Ortiz. Farron, tell us about the trouble that these players are having sometimes with this fishbowl.
Well, playing on glass is very, very difficult, especially when it goes to a pin shot or a wide-angle pass. When it's literally coming off the front wall, going into the glass, you lose it. I don't care how good you are. I talk to Rocky a lot of times, says, Fran, I lost the ball. Does it happen often? No, but it happens enough, and especially if it's 13-13 and you lose the ball, and if you splat the ball, then it's a wider pinch further back. Then you have to track it longer on the side wall, and it's tough. So right now, like those two passes were so far away from the side wall, it really isn't a factor. If you really want to take advantage of, the glass, jam serves, nick serves, passes right down the line like that one, much better. Pinches, splats, those are the shots that are going to make a difference.
Well, that and the color of the ball obviously has a certain angle of reference right now. You can tell, for example, I mean, the women are using the pen green ball. Here we're using the purple Pro Pen HD ball. But if they were using remember they used to use the red ball, for example, the women even use the pink ball at a certain point. So that would give it a little bit more visibility. But here, that's where we're using the Pro Pen HD ball.
Nice wide angle pass. Great get by Felipe. So that one should have been Allen's shot. It came right to the middle. Natalia was able to get to it, but
Maricruz Ortiz coming to serve. Maricruz, a young player from San Jose, Costa Rica. Oh, what a great line shot there by Natalia. So Natalia going for that lob serve to Maricruz.
right along the wall. Excellent.
Wow.
See that?
Wallpaper.
Very difficult.
Wallpaper right there. Okay. Natera tries to get a set from the back. Felipe Camacho now. Natalia can't keep it alive. Can't put a racket on it, unfortunately. Now Natera goes to the serve.
Now, one of the downfalls in doubles, if a team does not know each other, is the person on the right puts their backhand in the middle and takes away the forehand shot of the left side player. Not a good thing. So that's why I say they have to learn each other and who's going to take what shot at what point. See, like that should have been Allen's shot.
I agree with you.
Not Natalia's shot. He could be a lot more offensive. Great get by Felipe. Great athleticism. Right along the wall, tough. Great get by Natalia.
Wow, Natera just trying to bury that.
Yep.
And a little bit too much for Felipe Camacho there to control. Now another point for Natera and Natalia, and they tie up the match 8-8 in the headpan scoreboard.
I haven't seen that serve very much, the backhand Z. Is that a Mexican thing?
Well, not really. I think Natera just tried a little something different. I mean, I applaud the fact that he tried something different, but, side out. No.
And it wasn't a bad choice, but it was too shallow, and he was able to tee off on it. When you hit a Z serve, it's got to be deep.
Well, see, Felipe Camacho just did it right now.
Right, and it was too shallow.
It was too
And
shallow.
he shot it.
Alan Natera buries it in the right corner.
Oh, Mr. Dean is over here checking on me.
Yeah, making sure you work.
He's micromanaging me, seeing if I'm doing as good a job, but I have the same accent, so we're okay.
Natalia Mendez now.
Nice pinch.
Natera. Maria Cruz giving
Great
Natalia
shot.
setup. Natalia with that funky technique. She digs it up. Natera. Now Natalia
See,
has a
that should
setup.
be Alan's ball.
I agree with you.
Or she should run around and use her forehand. She should not be taking a backhand, except that's what she favors, even in singles.
However, Natalia and Natera score a point. So they're up now 9 serving 8. And lob serve there by Natalia to Mari Cruz.
But I'm surprised no timeout. They just scored 3 unanswered points.
Natalia burying that ball, going for bottom
Again,
board there. And
no
now
timeout.
no timeout. 10 serving 8 in the head pen scoreboard. Skip shot there by Alan Natera. Hand out. Oh, that's your serve right there, Fran, what you're talking about.
Great get. Great Z. Look at this. That's what I'm saying. Keeping it alive, hitting it all around the walls, tough. Great shot by Felipe.
Wow, what good hands of Felipe right there in the front left corner. Wow.
He has a lot more, or has had a lot more success in doubles than in singles. Actually, he played in Bolivia with Rocky. They made it to the finals, and they beat Alvaro and
Alexander.
I didn't see that coming.
I remember that match. I was there in Bolivia myself, and yeah, I was not the only one that couldn't believe the result of that match.
And that's why, just because there are 2 great singles players doesn't make them a great doubles team. Great down the line. Nice down the line by Natalia.
No, and you know what? I agree with what you said right now. You have 2 singles players. That doesn't make them a super team. I mean, we've seen it before. I mean, I remember a long time ago, back when Rocky Carson was playing with Jack Cusack, and they played Alvaro Beltran with an unknown Javier Moreno. Moreno wasn't even like in the top 100 ranking, but Alvaro and Javier beat Jack Cusack and Rocky Carson. It was just amazing. So not only that, I mean, not only for racquetball, I remember for all sports, even the Yankees, when the Yankees had at the beginning a bunch of superstars, they didn't win the World Series right immediately back then. They needed to be more cohesive. They needed to be a team. And racquetball is not that different at all.
No. Team means together, everyone accomplishes more. When you have a basketball team, a football team, basketball team, racquetball team, you got to play as a team. You cannot play as one star and then the rest.
I agree.
Great save by Alan.
Ooh.
Well, she was trying to pinch because Alan was on the right side of the court. I thought that was a great thought. Just didn't execute. Too shallow. That should have been a hinder. Gave him a point of a penalty hinder.
A penalty hinder.
Wow. Felipe's coming out.
All right.
Okay.
So Natalia and Alan are leading this match 11-9 this first game.
But still, no timeout by the team in the back. And they were up 8-6. And they still haven't taken a timeout.
Oh, what a good shot by Alan Natera.
I mean, even if it's just try to break their momentum, talk to each other, just take a mental break.
See Natalia favoring her
Yeah.
backhand a
She
lot.
always does.
Oh, there you go. Point right there. So we got 13, serving 9
Still
now
no timeout.
in the head pen scoreboard, and still no timeout. So I tell this to people all the time, Fran, when Dean Bear and I are doing the transmissions, and
Nice
I quote you, and every now
Yeah.
and then, tell people what about when you lose a match and you still have a timeout.
Well, if you lose a match and you have a timeout, in amateurs you have 3, and in pro you have 1, the men's or the mixed. In the women you have 2. If you have a timeout remaining and you've lost the match, then you didn't do everything in your power to try to win. Change the momentum, change the strategy, regroup, read your affirmation cards, tell yourself how good you are, get rid of your negative thinking, whatever it is. Have somebody on the outside, crack a joke to get your mind off the game, such that you're not so hard on yourself. You may come back in and who knows what could happen. But when you don't take a timeout, you'll never know.
Wise words here from Coach Fran Davis. Of course, Fran Davis, not only coach of Rocky Carson, but the coach of Paola Longoria. So she has quite the experience, to say the least.
They taught me well.
They taught you well. Perfect. So 10 serving 13 now on the headman scoreboard. Wow, what a good shot by Natalia right there.
Yeah. So what I would do if I was Mary
and Felipe,
but for her, she needs to slow the game down. You should be lobbing to Natalia. She should be zing to Natalia, not going into Natalia's wheelhouse. Because right now, Natalia has the confidence. Look at that. She's going to take that shot.
Wow.
I don't understand why she didn't just come back and just re-kill the ball down the line.
Natera taking back steps.
Now that should be a penalty hinder.
Half out.
Good call by Troy,
the official for this match, and again, good call. I agree. Hand out, Natera. Wow,
nice
what a good
get.
serve. Good serve, but a great get.
Down the line.
Mary Cruz keeping alive by Natera.
Great communication. Felipe called mine. Excellent.
Excellent. Now we get a side out there. Felipe and Mary Cruz with an opportunity. Score some points here.
And I think with Felipe having more experience, he needs to take. I call when a team's playing, there's a quarterback on the team. That person calls the plays, mine, yours. If both of you call it at the same time, it's the quarterback's choice to take that shot. You need to know that. The last thing you want to do is you and I are on the same team going after the same ball.
Of course.
It's not going to work.
No, I completely agree with you. There has to be a leader. Usually it's the one that has more experience. Not necessarily the best level of play, but more experience. Whoa, that ball hit Natalia.
Get by Felipe. Gets up, has the whereabouts to go back to his side. Excellent, excellent play.
Unfortunately, that clipped Natalia on her foot.
Yep.
And now a point for
But that
Felipe.
was because Felipe never gave up, dug deep.
That's one of the things about Felipe. He's a warrior. Ace serve right there by Felipe Camacho.
But look how deep that backhand Z was.
Yeah.
Within
Felipe
2 feet of the back wall.
Yeah, Felipe is a warrior. I've seen him play a lot, and he's a guy that never gives up. He's a
Nope.
warrior. He's representing this year Costa Rica with Andres Acuña in the Pan American Games in Lima, Peru.
Great diving get.
Oh, Natalia failing to do a straight shot. Referee's
They
not
didn't
calling
call
it.
No.
Referee's not calling it. Continue here. Mari Cruz going for that ceiling shot. Natalia gets a setup. Mari Cruz
Oh, nice
barely
get.
digs it up.
She's going to pinch it.
Oh, Natalia
Nice
buries
shot.
it in the right corner. Now
I'm
a handout.
I'm surprised that Alan and Natalia haven't taken a timeout.
Just a 1-point game here, ladies and gentlemen. 1-point game. Second chance for Mari Cruz.
And again, I'm very surprised. No one's holding their racket up, slowing the game down. The team in the back needs to take their time. They need to hold their racket up. You have 10 seconds to put the ball in play. You do not want to let the serving team be in control and have their own tempo. So you put your racket up, you slow them down. You never know what could happen.
Do you think that's a coaching thing, Fran? It's a maturity thing? It's an experience thing? What do you think it is? I agree with you.
I think if you just watch many different matches, most people serve too fast and receive too fast.
True.
And it's just awareness. Unless somebody teaches them that, put your racket up, slow them down. I can't tell you how many times I tell Paola to do that. There's many, many women on the team that and serve really fast. Your job is to make your opponent uncomfortable. And if you slow them down, you're making them uncomfortable. That was a great get by Felipe.
This is game point. 14 serving 12. Ooh.
Wow.
Short serve.
Alan thought it was an ace.
They thought it had it in the bag, but it's not. The referee Troy is calling it short. Second opportunity here. Game point for Natera and Mendez. Going to the middle. Natalia.
Great get by Felipe. Not only did he make a great get, he hits a Z.
Oh, unfortunate shot there by Maricruz Ortiz. So first game, ladies and gentlemen, in the books. We have Natalia Mendez and Alan Natera with 15, and Felipe Camacho and Maricruz Ortiz with 12. We're going to take a short break here, and we come back for the second game here on the IRT Network.
When it comes to the game of life, we're all on the same team. And success comes simply from trying. You don't have to be a celebrated athlete to celebrate being active. And you don't have to be on the field to have your own cheering section. United Healthcare.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are live in the 2018 Syosset Open here in New York State. I'm accompanied by the infamous, the famous coach, Fran Davis. Fran, glad to have you.
Oh, it's great being here. I think we talked earlier about the pivotal person on the team, which is usually the woman. And you saw in the very end of that game, you know, where Mary was falling back, and you know she really should have just gone to the ceiling, and instead she tried to force a shot, shoot it, which cost them the game. And I think, you know, with Natalia's experience, she's just playing a little bit more steady. Like, that's a great shot.
Good shot there by Alan Natera.
So let's see how this game's going to go. I think she's now settled in. I saw her and Felipe talking, so let's see what kind of adjustments they can make.
Yeah, hopefully Felipe, as the leader of this doubles team, you know, can instruct Maricruz Ortiz a little bit on that. It did cost them the game, but they didn't do bad. I mean, it was just 12-15, so they only lost by 3, which is not that much. But still, you know, Felipe has to take the mantle.
Yeah, but they were up 8-6, and then there was a big swing of 11 8, and they never called a timeout. 12-8, 13-8. You know, and yes, they came back, but if I was coaching them, I definitely would have given the sign of a T for the timeout.
Oh, very rarely do we see that in a pro match. Fran Davis hit Natalia hitting the wall, and that ball way above gets out of the court. Natera right side. A little too much heat there for Mari Cruz Ortiz. So Natera and Natalia Mendez, 1-1. They're tied up the match. Natera to Felipe Camacho. Natera all the way to the back. Ceiling shot there. Oh, Maricruz with a setup. Natalia, she got a racket on it. Felipe, Natera. Natalia, back and forth, back and forth.
Great
Natera,
wide angle.
Setup right there. Maricruz. Natera hitting that right corner, and a little too much there for Felipe Camacho. 1 point, 2-1. Head pen scoreboard. I think we're going to get a towel timeout. Brought to you by ServiceMaster Restore. Referee going in there, get a little bit of a wiping on the floor on that. Fran Davis, what do you think so far? 2-1. Natalia and Natera leading.
I think it's too early to tell, but they've got to keep it close, and they've got to, you know, keep the pressure on by keeping it close. But if Alan and Natalia kind of start running away with it and have a 7-8 point spread, I think it's going to be hard for them to come back. But I think they're playing solid ball. I don't think at this point it's could lean one way or the other. I think it can go either way at this point. Now all the other teams are starting to show up. All the guys and gals.
They're scouting. They're having fun. They're looking at it. And it's awesome. Again, we don't see this very often. You mentioned it. When was last time? Last year at World Doubles, right?
Yep. They don't even have mixed at the U.S. Open. They only have men's doubles and women's doubles. And then singles, of course. Great shot by Felipe.
Wow.
Again, I think Natalia lost in the glass. Great splat shot. Couldn't catch up to it. Excellent choice.
Now Felipe and Maricruz going to serve. Felipe Camacho. That reverse serve short. Second chance there for Felipe and Maricruz. Felipe going to Natera. Natera short hop it. Felipe lost it. Oh, the ball just killed itself. And a little frustration there by Felipe Camacho.
Well, when it goes right into that corner of the glass sidewall and back wall, it just shoots straight out, and that's what happened.
Natalia Mendez has the ball right there. Perfect positioning.
See, that should be a ceiling ball.
Oh, skip shot by
You don't want to just
Natalia.
poke it up there and let your opponent have another shot.
Now
Those are mental mistakes.
Now we have a tied game, 2-2 on the headband scoreboard. Oh, another skip shot by Natalia.
That's what I said, lob. Didn't I say in the first game? She should be lob serving her.
There we go. Okay. Oh, communication error right there by the Costa Ricans. And Natalia with a fluke shot right there. Side out. Hey, whatever works, Fran.
Exactly. I was just thinking of, I write a lot of stories or articles on doubles, and, you know, like any relationship, you know, communication, chemistry, those are all key factors in making the team the best team possible. That's why on the women's side, you know, Samantha and Paola just dominate doubles because of that chemistry and communication.
A very long reigning championship team that you're talking about, the Mexican female players, Paola Longoria and Samantha Salas. They've won a lot of titles together.
Actually, they've almost 65 titles. That's a lot. You know, and then, of course, on the men's side, you know, when, you know, Rocky was playing with Jack and,
Alvaro,
you know,
with
of course,
Moreno
Alvaro
and Javier Moreno.
And Javier Moreno and of course Kane and Ben. They've, I mean, in my era was the Jackie and Joy Parizos. But
Yeah.
it comes down to, you know, you have to like each other. You have to respect one another. You have to have good communication, and you have to have great chemistry. And that's what makes a partnership, whether it's on or off the court. Right, Fabio?
Well,
this is life coaching.
It is life coaching. It's the same thing. No, but you know what? Here's the thing. I mean, this was just at the World Doubles last year. We have it here. So maybe we might have a tendency for mixed pros, you know, every now and then, and maybe we'll be talking about in the future about a very successful men and women team. You know,
Exactly.
time will tell. Time will tell.
Nice serve.
Hashtag just a replay by the official Troy. So 3 serving 3 now.
I told you it's a close game. Anybody's ball game. Great serve.
And a better return there by Natalia Mendez.
And if I was, I would have her stand closer to the sidewall and have it run right along the wall. So it goes from the front to the back right along the wall. Like that's too far away from the sidewall. Nice pin shot, splat shot act.
Wow, what a great shot there by Felipe Camacho to get the hand out, and now a la Natera. Allen.
Great call. Again, there was the communication. He let it wrap around. Allen got to it, pinched it in the left corner, couldn't even see it.
He was in a far better position than Natalia for sure. Second opportunity now for Allen. Yeah, I've been talking about this, Fran. I mean, in this tournament, Dean and I talked about in the previous match that we have a lot of players. I mean, the qualifying draw is just outstanding for the men. But, you know, people don't seem to realize that a lot of great Mexican racquetball players not only come from the same city, but they didn't even play in the same club.
Yeah.
That is just amazing. People don't realize that. Alan Natera, Javier Mar, Eduardo Garay. Oh, trip there.
Great sportsmanship. Felipe helps Natalia up. I believe it's just going to be a replay.
Yeah, Natalia tripped over Felipe Camacho, unfortunately. She's okay. Nobody got injured, which is our main concern.
Yeah. And when I go out and train Paola in Monterrey, you know, there's Alexandra Herrera,
Montserrat.
there's Muncie, there's
Samantha.
and Paola.
And Paola,
all
exactly.
The same.
Yeah, so Chihuahua has Eduardo Garay, Javier Mar, Rodrigo Montoya, Jaime Martel, you know, Javier Moreno.
Oh, that could have been a penalty hinder.
That could have been.
But the reason is it never ceases to amaze me when I go to Mexico. It's your filtering program of hiring coaches in all the different cities and developing all the juniors coming up. I mean, we don't have that in the States. I'm a private coach. I don't get paid by the government. So hats off to Mexico for doing that.
Yeah, I know. Again, these players come from the same cities, and it's just amazing. I've been at those clubs with them, just hustling, and you see in the same court all these stars playing, and it's just over. And they're like, hey, is there a tournament? No, it's just it's a regular Thursday, you know, for us. There you go. So Felipe Camacho and Maricruz Ortiz are down 3-5. Great shot right there by Natalia Mendez, forcing the hand out. Now Maricruz Ortiz going to serve.
That's a setup by Felipe.
Oh, what was that?
That should be a penalty hinder.
Let's see what the. Let's see. Oh. The referee doesn't seem to think so. I agree with you, friend. I would have called a penalty hinder right there. Unfortunately, referee doesn't seem to think so because Alan Natera jumped.
He jumped up on one leg.
He did.
His other leg was down.
He was too much in front of the court.
But
Short serve.
I don't know. I believe in the racquetball universe, it will all pan out right here.
We'll see.
Exactly.
Justice will be served or not.
See?
There
I've
you go.
Never been wrong.
There you go. Coach Fran Davis. Wise words. fortune teller, I believe. Natalia taking a bit of a second there to tie her shoes up. Mari Cruz Ortiz and Felipe Camacho only down by 1. 4-5, the headpin scoreboard. Mari Cruz. Oh, skip shot right there.
See, she should have just come right back down the line or pinch it in the right corner.
I agree.
So,
She had opportunities, she had options.
but not the floor.
Not the floor. Her shot
I
selection.
always tell people at my camp, the floor is your enemy.
Mari Cruz.
Wise words of Jason Menino when people would ask him, they would see him at the club and they've done a camp. They say, hey, Jason, can you give me one tip? I'm going into the quarterfinals and I'm at the Nationals. And he says, don't skip the ball. Oh, you could give me something better than that. There's nothing better than that.
Well, he's not wrong.
Oh. Another beautiful shot.
Alan Natera.
But Marie
Cruz.
Mary should be up, taking away that pinch.
I agree with you.
And then Felipe can cover the wide angle pass. But don't give him that shot.
Natalia with a lob. She gets a setup now. Oh, unfortunately, she skips that ball.
What do you do on a lob serve? When a lob's like that, do you just wait and go to the ceiling, or do you attack it?
Oh, you know what? I would go on offense. I would definitely go on offense.
Exactly. I mean, that's what Rocky does.
Yeah,
You
go on
step up.
offense.
That's what Paola does. That's what I teach. Move up. Even if you go to the ceiling, you're in great court position. You're giving them less time to react. Do not wait in the back corners because you're still hitting the same shot. Nice shot. Beautiful.
Wow.
Good kill shot.
Mari Cruz kills that ball tremendously. Gets the side out. It's a 3-point game. Felipe Camacho and Mari Cruz Ortiz are down by 3. 4 serving 7. The headpin scoreboard.
Great adjustment by Allen. That ball hit the corner.
Ooh. Skip that ceiling shot there by Felipe. Very rare to see Felipe miss those balls. Unfortunately, hand out. Now Mari Cruz.
A lot of pressure.
Stepping it up. Mari Cruz Ortiz.
That's her wheelhouse. That's his wheelhouse. Beautiful shot.
Wow, Felipe killing that ball in the left corner.
Yeah,
No.
and Natalia was behind, Mary, so she couldn't get up there. Excellent choice of shots. There's a setup.
Felipe backpedaling. Mari Cruz.
Whole right side open.
Ooh.
Got lucky.
Another point there for the Costa Ricans. Now they're down by 1. 6 serving 7 in the headpin scoreboard. Mari Cruz.
Oh, nice serve.
Oh, Felipe looking for that little corner right there on the right, but unfortunately he can't get it. Now, side out.
Don't be fancy.
Oh, no.
In a case like this, he's got to shoot that ball or go up.
Lob serve there by Natalia to Mari Cruz.
Right
Wow.
along the wall. Beautiful
Wallpaper
shot.
right there. Oh, Felipe with a difficult
Nice
angle.
shot.
Now Natalia has a wide open court, and she capitalizes on that.
Mm-hmm.
Lob serve. Oh, skip there by Natalia.
Natalia's feeling absolutely no pressure, and that's why she keeps hitting the lob serve. And it doesn't even have to be that good. The lob serve is off the side wall, and Maria Cruz is not attacking it, so she keeps hitting it.
Oh, killing it
Good
right
crack.
there. Good crack right there. Alan Natera from the back. Felipe Camacho. Wow.
Oh, beautiful shot in the
What was
corner.
that? Fran Davis, what was that? What was
That
that?
was great athleticism, eye-hand coordination, and
Concentration.
believing in yourself. Again,
Concentration and not giving up, Coach
but
Davis.
notice she's too far back. Oh, finally they're taking a timeout.
So we're going to take a little timeout here. It's 12-6. Natalia and Natera leading, and we're going to go to a little commercial break here on the IRT network. We are back live here, ladies and gentlemen, in this mixed pro event. Game number 2 between Natalia Mendez and Alan Natera against Felipe Camacho and Maricruz Ortiz.
I would share this Starbucks with you, but one of my students that took my camp, Margaret, a month and a half ago, kept my drink and just brought me a hot Starbucks.
Very well. Coach Fran Davis, you
Oh,
have a lot
yeah,
of players that
love
love
it.
you, so
I'm telling you.
believe me, for me, it's no
Don't even
surprise.
tell me.
It's no
what
surprise.
you just had is a chocolate cream-filled donut
Yes.
that Frederic brought over.
Yes. Thank you, Frederic. Yeah, Frederic, we and I have been friends for a long, long time.
Yeah.
And she saw me that I've been working here, being exploited by Dean Bear, and said, "Let me take a little donut for Fabio."
Oh, nice
Oh.
shot. There she goes. See that? She moved up front, took away that pinch, reshot it down the line. Excellent choice.
She saw the players all the way to the back. She figured, hey, this is the shot. She did capitalize on it. They score a point now. They're down by 5 points.
Yeah, but I have to keep reminding Samantha, who's one of the best right side players in the game, to sometimes get in front of your opponent, poach up there, take away that pinch, and she does it. Is this considered a timeout? He's changing his glove.
Did he call a timeout? Okay, Fran Davis. It seems that Felipe Camacho got out of the court to change his glove. Now, however, that doesn't constitute in a technical timeout. That should be a timeout. But what did you see, Fran?
He came out and he showed Troy, who's the referee, that he needed to change his glove. I don't know if it ripped or if it's just soaked and his racket's falling out, but it is considered a timeout.
It is.
And apparently they have not taken a timeout, so that's their first timeout.
What happens if the team doesn't have timeouts then?
Then it's a technical, I believe. Correct?
It should be. Felipe Camacho. With that reverse C-serve.
Sometimes a ref will give them a warning, but if you take a timeout, it is a technical. Oh, you were just testing me there, Fab.
Yeah.
So if you call a timeout and you don't have any timeouts left, it is a technical.
Well, not if you exit the court, right? Because if you could. Yeah, because if you exit the court, then it is a technical. But I mean, you can ask for a timeout, but the ref is not going to give it to you.
Right. But in this case, he actually just said, "I have to change my glove," and walked off the court, and was not given permission but he did have a timeout.
He did have one.
So there was no technical.
What happens?
Well, I know
If-
what
if-
Fabio would do if a girl's no, I'm only kidding.
No, but what if you, for example, your shoe's untied? What if you have another technical situation and you don't have a timeout?
Well, I don't know if a shoe breaks and it comes apart, that's a technical. You can't have anything come off your body or.
Okay, for example, right now, Mari Cruz Ortiz serving Natalia. They're getting some momentum here. They're down only by 2. Felipe Camacho. Natalia, keeping that ball alive. Felipe gives Natalia a setup from the back. Natalia,
Those are
unfortunately,
extras.
flailing that ball. Natalia, it's a setup. Oh, Mari Cruz can't put enough heat on that, unfortunately, and they side out now.
One of the
Natalia and Natera to the serve.
One of the things I learned from Paola is when you hit it into the back, you want to hit it high with a lot of velocity, and you could actually make it a ceiling ball. But you never hit it into the back wall low. That's what a lot of amateurs do. You want to hit it high.
But you want to do that to obviously create an opportunity for you as well, to have enough time to recuperate, to get better court positioning, not just because you want to hit it high.
No. It buys you time.
Yeah, gives you
And
time.
it makes the front wall. Like in that case, it didn't even make the front wall. Nice.
Oh!
Felipe called her off, hit the ball with some heat, and Natalia couldn't handle it. Smart shot by Felipe.
And like you said, Fran, quarterback. Wow.
Nice get by Felipe.
Good get by Felipe. I thought it was good. Oh, Felipe.
Smart heads-up shot by Allen. He saw Felipe so far forward, and he ripped it down the line.
And now we have a match point right here for Alan Natera and Natalia Mendez. 14 serves 10 in the second game. Remember, they won the first one, 15-12. The first match point of the game. So 14 serving 10.
And they have to play another match tonight.
Oh, there you go. Well, they're young. I think they can take it. They're young.
I'm glad Paola doesn't have to play a feeder match because she plays her singles at 6 and then her mixed doubles at 7.
Oh, singles is more important, though.
Yeah. Beautiful save by Felipe.
Alan Natera is going to take it. Unfortunately, skips that shot. So they hold off their first match point. Now the Costa Ricans are coming to serve.
Communication.
They're only down by 4. It's not a lot.
No.
But they have their backs against the wall. There's no tomorrow here, Fran.
I mean, at the Pan American Championships, Moscoso was up 8-1 against Charlie in the breaker. Charlie won 11-10. So
Wow.
there is no,
Oh! Wow, what was that, Fran
that's
Davis?
called luck.
That's called.
You know what luck is?
What is luck, Fran
Luck
Davis?
is when preparation meets opportunity. The wise coach.
And not only that, I remember Michael Jordan always saying, it's better to be lucky than to be good. And right there, Alan Natera was more lucky than he was good.
Yeah.
And
But Fran Davis says, I would add to Michael Jordan, I'd rather be lucky and good.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, yeah, of course. That is true. That is true. I agree with you.
But, what can happen is mentally, a team won the first game. They're up, by 4. Maybe they, slack off a little bit. They take their foot off the gas. The other team could sneak in, make some good lucky shots, and you just never know.
Well, these two games are not that different. 15-12 the first one. Now we're 14-10, so they're not that very different.
Nope.
Both teams are keeping the pace here. But, the Costa Ricans right now have the ball. They had 2 serves, and they were having a good rally. Unfortunately, that lucky shot there from Alan Natera, can shift some momentum there. It put things in their favor.
Exactly. take this one.
Okay, so Mary Cruz Ortiz.
Mm-hmm.
Mary Cruz Ortiz there with the serve.
Is she the first server?
No, she's the second server.
Second server.
Second serve right there. Yeah, remember they lost that point. Oh,
beautiful shot.
wow. Yeah, remember
that is clutch.
Yeah, that the handout was when that lucky shot from Natera. So here we go. Again, match point. Natalia Mendez doing the lob serve to Mary Cruz Ortiz. Ceiling shot again. Ceiling shot again.
There's that mistake. Alan's
but Alan
so Alan should
Natera.
have put it in that corner.
Alan Natera skips that shot a little too precipitated. I think that, you know, I don't know if you agree with this, Fran. I mean, Natera had a good opportunity, but his execution was very poor because he wanted to kill that ball standing on his feet. Didn't bend his knees, didn't go down, just wanted to kill it. Couldn't do it. Natera with an opportunity here. Natalia keeping it up. Oh, here we go, Natera. Look at him. What different court positioning right there, what we're talking about. Set up from the back, Natera.
That's the shot he should have hit 5 shots ago.
Destroying that ball.
Yep.
Alan Natera, Natalia
Great.
Mendez win this match 15-12, 15-10. What are your thoughts here, Fran?
It was just a great match. You know, no one team dominated. They weren't blown off. The women held their own. The men held their own. I thought it was a great athletic match, and it really could have gone all the way. I think Alan and Natalia had a little bit more experience, and that was the difference in the match.
Oh, I completely agree with you. You know, but again, these scores were not that different, so both coherent enough. So, Fran, let's just talk about really quickly what's our next match. It's going to be we start at 3 o'clock Eastern time. We're going to have the first quarterfinals of the men's between Kane Wazelenchuk and Javier Mar. Kane playing out of San Antonio, Texas, Austin, Texas, and Javier Mar from Chihuahua. I have a good feeling about that match, Fran Davis. Javier Mar played Kane Wazelenchuk at the U.S. Open last year, and it wasn't easy, it was a win for Kane, but not an easy one. So what do you expect from that match?
Well, I think, you know, what I'm seeing with Mar, he's playing with no fear. He's just out there loose. I watched him play last night, Montoya. You know, played very smooth. You know, took the right shots, but was relaxed. If you play Kane, got to be relaxed. Can't be thinking, oh my God, I'm playing the number 1 player. You know, and then have to make your shots perfect. And just got to play your game. Put the pressure on the other player, whatever their ranking is. Make them hit off balance. Make them hit from behind. You know. And when you have your opportunity, you got to put the ball away. I think Mar has not played him a lot, so it's not like he's lost, you know, 13 times to him. And I think it's anybody's ball game, especially since Kane lost last week to Alvaro. Now, whether Alvaro is giving Mar some tips as to how to beat him, I do not know. Own countrymen, but also I know Kane, and Kane is not going to lay down. And my opinion is he's going to come back stronger than ever, because I know how Paola is when she loses. She's a beast, and she does not like to lose. You know, she when she loses, she comes back with vengeance, and I think Kane's going to be the same way.
Kane has a lot to prove now. I think I agree with you. He's going to come strong. I'm not calling it. I'm not saying who's going to win. I'm just saying that Kane is going to come strong because he needs to win this tournament to lock his position as the number 1 player on tour. So he needs a win. So he needs to fight. So I think he's going to come out aggressive. And Javier Mar, he has the tools. He has the experience. He's a former Mexican national champion. He's a junior world champion. He's got a lot on his shoulders to prove. So, you know, it's a matter of who has more to win and less to lose. But I agree that Kane is going to come out hitting and just swinging.
Well, I think it's going to come down to mental toughness, because they both have skill. They're both fast. They're both quick. They're both athletic. It's who wants it more and who can withstand the pressure of that match.
Well,
that's what it's going to come down to.
So the Kane Wazelenchuk and Javier Mar is the next match coming up at 3 p.m. Eastern time here. We want to thank everybody for joining us for this mixed program. Thank you, Fran Davis, for coming with us in the booth, and we'll hope to see you a little bit later.
Sounds great.
We'll be back here at 3 p.m. Eastern time on the IRT network.